Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. And thank you to the SMMT for the invitation and even more so for organizing such an important industry event and including heavy commercial vehicles. This conference is titled Electrified. And that word is carrying a significant weight at the moment. Electrified is ambition, it is urgency, and for our industry, electrified is also complexity. With close to 500,000 licensed HGV vehicles on the UK roads, employing more than 290,000 people across more than 50,000 businesses, this is a highly complex sector to transform. At MAN Truck and Bus, we fully support the direction of travel. Decarbonizing road transport is not optional. It is essential if we are to contribute meaningfully to the economy-wide net zero CO2 commitment by 2050. But the question I would like to explore this morning is not why we are electrifying heavy vehicles. It is how we do so in a way that works for operators, for infrastructure, and for the wider economy. And I will focus on 4 areas. MAN's zero emission vision, UK versus EU legislation and how that compares, trucks versus passenger car decarbonization, and finally, I will ask the question, is the UK on the right track? Let me begin with our vision. MAN Truck and Bus has taken a clear strategic decision. The future of road transport is zero emission. We have publicly committed to end fossil-fueled truck production by 2040. Globally, we are investing billions of euros in electrification, digitalization, and industrial transformation. Our Munich plant has been converted to produce electric trucks on the same production line as diesel. A significant industrial shift, and the series production of our heavy-duty electric vehicles is happening today. We have also invested heavily in a new battery assembly plant, and we are one of the only manufacturers who have done that because for us, the control on the supply chain is very important. So we have here the capacity to produce, to assemble up to 100,000 batteries, packs, per year for electric trucks, buses, and coaches. By 2030, our ambition is that up to 30% of our European truck sales will be zero emission, primarily battery electric. In urban distribution, with back-to-base charging, this is already today commercially viable. Electrification is not a future pilot for us. It is a commercial reality today. Our electric trucks are operating in real fleets today, across Europe, but also in the UK. Here in the UK, companies such as Bannister or John G. Russell in Scotland, for example, are delivering today across the UK with electric vehicles, delivering zero emission tailpipe emissions and near silent operations, which is also a very important factor. Talking to drivers at John G. Russell's, for example, they have told us, we don't want to return to diesel once we have driven at ETGX. And that is not only a powerful endorsement. From my perspective, that can also be, at least partially, an answer to attract a new generation of drivers, which is a huge challenge for our industry today. We also provide a dedicated e-mobility team, our EV consultants supporting customers end-to-end with vehicle specification, charging strategy, and route planning. And this is important that this is seen and going hand in hand. We have also invested significantly in the UK into our service network. Our service network in the UK is e-ready. We have invested into the training of the technicians. We have invested into the tooling. We have even invested into a battery repair center in Manchester. However, one thing is crucial. Vehicles alone do not decarbonize transport. Customers do not buy trucks. They buy uptime, they buy payload, they buy range, and they buy total cost of ownership. And that brings us to legislation. On paper, the UK and the EU are broadly aligned. Both are targeting zero-emission new vehicle sales, ambitious CO2 reduction timelines, and a clear signal that diesel has a finite future. However, in practice, there are important differences. In the EU, heavy-duty CO2 regulation is based on vector, targeting a 15% reduction by 2025, 45% by 2030, 65% by 2035, and 90% by 2040. Compared with the 2020 baseline, supported heavily by coordinated infrastructure programs, including requirements for at least 350 kilowatt hours of chargers every 60 to 100 kilometers along the core road network across the complete European Union. This is further reinforced in tolling countries where battery electric trucks pay reduced or even zero road tolls, directly improving operators' total cost of ownership. If we're looking now in the UK, the current heavy-duty CO2 regulation is also based on vector, also comparing to 2020, foreseeing a reduction by 15% in 2025 and by 30% in 2030. Further, there's foreseen the end of the sale of new non-zero emission vehicle trucks up to 26 tons in 2035 and above 26 tons in 2040. The regulation focuses on infrastructure, more on user standards than on actual geographic deployment. The government's consultation on the new HGV CO2 regulatory framework is therefore very, very significant and very much welcomed by us. It outlines 4 potential approaches: no additional supply-side regulation, new CO2 reduction targets allowing compliance via ICE and zero-emission vehicles, a ZEV mandate for manufacturers, a fleet mandate placing purchasing requirements on operators. This consultation represents a genuine opportunity for the industry to engage, and I strongly encourage everyone to participate in that because it's about the future of our industry. Talking trucks versus private passenger cars. Let me be clear. A truck is not simply a large car. Electrifying business-to-business transport is fundamentally different from electrifying private passenger vehicles. A car can charge maybe overnight at home, has usually more flexible usage patterns. And if charging is not is inconvenient, okay, it is frustrating. But if we're looking on the truck side, it is an asset. It is a revenue-generating asset. It operates on fixed schedules with penalties. It fulfills contractual obligations. If it cannot charge, it doesn't earn, it loses. Payload matters, downtime matters, grid access matters. A 42-ton battery electric truck may require 300, maybe even more than 600 kilowatt hours per day. High power depot charging and guaranteed uptime. Decarbonizing trucks is therefore not simply a transport challenge, it's an energy system challenge. Our customers are telling us the driver is ready, the vehicle is ready, the ambition is there, but grid connections are taking years. Planning consent is way too slow. Electricity costs remain volatile. Public truck charging, while growing, is still very limited. And therefore, targets must be matched by delivery reality. So, is the UK on the right track? That's a difficult one. Let me be honest. Directionally, yes, there is the right direction, also by this government, put in place. Operationally, not yet. There's a genuine engagement from the government, which we very much appreciate. There's also a general recognition that trucks are different. There's a willingness to listen, which we very much value. However, as industry, we need long-term certainty and cross-departmental alignment across transport, energy, and planning. Policy must enable transition, not simply mandate it. Sustained incentives reflecting the real cost of vehicles are essential. And the recent uplift in the plug-in truck grant has been welcome, but support must evolve as the market grows. Adjustments to weights and dimensions, so in our industry, axle loads, trailer lengths, would also really help improve the productivity of battery electric trucks, benefiting both OEMs and operators. Charging and energy is the critical bottleneck. We urgently need a national strategy for heavy-duty charging corridors. We need a much faster grid connection for depots. We need access for transport operators to appropriate energy-intensive tariffs. Clear frameworks on infrastructure funding responsibility. Without progress here, HGV electrification risks stalling before it scales. The positive news is that the technology is advancing rapidly. Battery energy density is improving. Charging speeds are increasing. We have megawatt charging available now. And also the total cost of ownership is definitely moving into the right direction. For many applications, electric trucks already today make commercial sense. For others, We need time and credible transition pathways. So, to conclude, at MAN Truck and Bus, both in the UK and globally, we are clearly committed. We are investing, and we have invested. And we're also delivering. We're delivering vehicles today, from buses, coaches, to heavy trucks. It's not just concepts. And I personally feel also that decarbonizing road transport is not a competition between manufacturers or nations. It is a system challenge. And that makes it so important that we, as industry, together with the government, align, also together with energy providers and the operators. Only then, if we have that alignment and we work together, the UK can be a genuine leader in zero-emission commercial transport. But to make that also clear, leadership is not about setting the toughest targets. It is all about building the strongest, the most resilient, most deliverable pathway. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And I think we do have some time for questions.
Jan, thank you so much. Yes, questions, please, from the audience on the subject of electrification of trucks or anything else you might want to ask Jan. Where have we got a hand up? In the middle here, yes. Thank you.
You've clearly invested a lot in electrification. Do you see that as the future of HGV transit? And where do you see the place for alternative energy solutions like, say, hydrogen power cells?
That's a good question. Thank you. We believe at this point it is clearly the future. It is the most efficient zero-emission driveline available today. But we also believe we should not stop ourselves in looking into different technologies. Yeah? So we also have a hydrogen combustion engine actually already on the road. So the road is not stopping here, but we believe in terms of the next 5 to 10 years to take this really ambitious targets. Now you can hear me. Should I repeat then? Or you heard me before?
I think you would.
Yeah, good. So we believe really to fulfill these really ambitious targets. The battery electric is currently the technology which is most advanced and which we are very much focusing on.
Time for one quick one. Anybody out there? Sorry, right at the front. I'm blinded by the lights here. Sorry, if you can give your name.
Hi, Alex from the Wolf Power Club, and used to run a fleet of 900 trucks. I'm interested in the Manchester thing. What did it take to turn it into an electric operations service centre? And also, what's the plan for the UK? Because when I meet fleet operators, it's all about the support infrastructure after vehicle purchase.
Very much so. Yeah, it's all about uptime. This is why we invested already, started more than 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to make sure that our network of around 70 service stations across the UK is E-ready, which we have achieved. So we have qualified all our technicians, and we have made sure that all the tools are at the point of service available so that we can support trucks which are currently not there yet. Yeah. So this is really a huge investment from our side. But in terms of Manchester, we are also seeing it important that we can actually not just service and repair, but that we can go even into the battery cells. And we have that capability in our battery repair center in Manchester. Thank you.